Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Live at MCX, where we have conversations with experts, partners, and pros about anything under creative media technology. And my name is Larry, and today I'm with our co-host, Majd, our marketing specialist here at MediaCast, and we're truly excited to introduce you to our guest for this episode. But before that, just a quick reminder for our viewers on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave your comments. Good or bad, your support means the world to us. And for our listeners on Apple Podcast, a 5-star rating and reviews are really invaluable for us. And if you're tuning in via Spotify, a follow would be greatly appreciated. Now, in this episode, we are happy and excited to have a conversation with the owner of Cairo Camera Rentals in Egypt. He is joining us today live here, not in Cairo, because he's visiting Dubai. And let us all welcome Mr. Andrew Emil. How are you, Andrew?
Hi, Larry. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And of course, we have Majd. How are you, Majd?
Larry.
Hi, Majd.
Andrew.
Hi, how are you?
Happy to have you here today.
My pleasure.
Pleasure's mine.
And Andrew has been a longtime friend of MediaCast, so he normally visits Dubai almost every month, right?
Yeah, almost on a monthly basis for the
Yeah.
past 7-8 years.
Yeah. So your miles must be, must have a good number of
Emirates
miles.
Gold member, yeah.
You're an Emirates Gold member.
So you come here every month per year?
No, every
Not
month.
very.
Every month?
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
month.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we're really happy to catch you today.
Every month.
Every month.
Every month.
Monthly podcast.
Okay, so let's start with your background. Tell us about your background journey.
Actually, I'm not a filmmaker or I'm not from the industry. I'm an electrical engineer. I studied electrical engineering in Egypt, one of the top universities there. I graduated in 2009. Then I worked in oil and gas, which is totally away from the industry for 2 years. But then I decided to quit. I could not handle the field work. I was a field engineer. So after that, I went back to Egypt. I was working in oil and gas in Saudi Arabia. Then I went back to Egypt. I started looking for another engineering job, but I was not that happy with that field. So I decided to quit. And then I stayed at home let's go do some studies and try to migrate to the USA. And all of a sudden, why not? I will get a lens and make it available for rental. So I started with a Nikon 2470, only a single lens. I created a Facebook group. There was no pages at that time, only groups. And I invited my friends, hey guys, I have this lens available for rental. And I started a business called Cairo Camera Rental Club at that time. So I tried to make it as a club, as a community. And from that on, the next month, I got 7,200. And that was back in 2012. And later on this year, I got the Nikon D700 at that time. And then a popular camera was released, the 5D Mark III from Canon. So from that time, we start acquiring gear, start making it available for rentals. And in 2012, because of Egypt revolution at 2011, so most of the photographers had hard times acquiring gear. And some of them even sold their gears to settle the debts. So being available as a rental house at that time made an appeal for the photographers to come back to the industry. And from there, I started to grow the business.
That's a really inspiring story, starting from a single lens.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Cairo camera rental website, right now there's tons of equipment, from cameras, from lighting, right? From lenses, from support systems like tripods, light stands.
Exactly.
You've really, gone a long way. Congratulations.
Thank you. Our inventory now is more than 1,000 pieces of equipment.
Nice. It's really cool. And I think we can post that in the description of this episode. So that's a very good thing. We were looking at his website the other day, and I was saying that Egyptians are lucky to have access to this technology, number one, and for the price that it offers. the market. It's really interesting. It's really nice.
Yeah, in terms of pricing, I guess Egypt is like one of the least priced countries in terms of rental across the Middle East region.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Dubai or in Saudi, it will be like 4 to 5 times our
Okay.
prices. But the point is, Egypt is a huge market.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like the amount of transactions or the frequency of the transactions are much higher than both Saudi and Dubai. That's why we can price a little bit lower, not little bit, like much lower, and still like have break-even points.
Mhm.
It's like after so many rentals, but still it's doable with that frequency of rentals.
Yeah, and I don't know if this has happened before. Let's say, match as a project, and then let's say that project would last for say 30 days. If I think it's a lot still more cost effective for her to fly to Egypt,
Yeah,
rent
exactly.
the equipment, and go back after 30 days, and then
Return it
basically-
back.
Yeah, it makes sense now,
Makes sense.
especially with the devaluation of Egyptian pound. So actually, like currently, we are asked to do some productions in Dubai and Riyadh
Mhm.
because we can fly our equipment and crew from Egypt at our own prices,
Oh, nice.
and it will be even cheaper than hiring local crew from both countries.
Okay, that's really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Name us the unique challenges or opportunities you have encountered while operating a film equipment rental houses in Egypt compared to other countries. So, okay, there's low in prices, but what other, like, a challenge you
Okay.
faced?
Actually, when we started at 2012, like the challenge was like the style we are operating, because back then there was no rental houses as we know now. The rental houses in Egypt was like the cinema style rental houses, so you cannot just ask, I need one light or one stand or a single camera. So if you go to that rental houses, you just okay, I have a set that I need to light, so they will just send you the truck full of
Mhm.
lights, full of support, crew. So everything is in bulk.
Yeah.
But for digital filmmaker or content creator, you don't need that much of lighting, and the budgets are not permitting you to have that much of lighting or lighting trucks. So the unique selling point that we had that time was like you can rent single units. You don't need to have like bulk gear, and the point is you can have small units, because even the cinema rental houses were only focusing on the high-end gear.
Mhm.
They were not focused on DSLRs back then or mirrorless now. They are not focused on small gimbals. They are only focused on the huge free flies and big run-ins.
Okay.
So for us, the unique selling point was like focusing on digital more than cinema, because I think for the coming 5 to 10 years, digital will grow more, and now cinema is somehow shrinking,
Mm-hmm.
or they are using the cameras that have not been used in cinema line before,
Mm-hmm.
like Blackmagic or Sony. Like cinema lines are substituting Aries and Reds.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is the challenge we face, because okay, I want to rent a light truck. No, you can rent by piece. You don't need you don't have to have a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the challenge in Egyptian market when we started until now, there is no insurance company covering the assets. So as long as we announce that we do rentals, so the insurance company will back out. So we had to develop our own system on how to ensure that the gear will be safe and secure, and if it's coming back or not. So that's one of the challenges, because in other countries like the US, you can just have your insurance policy
Mm-hmm.
and go to the rental house. Hey, I'm insured up to 1,000 or to 100,000 US dollars, and he can borrow equipment based on that. But in Egypt, we have to develop our own system.
And you've developed that system.
Yeah.
You have.
We have
Because
been
I
been in operation for 12 years now.
Yeah, I hear a lot of horror stories of rental houses wherein the gear, the equipment were basically stolen.
Yeah, it happens.
Even if they give their passport, they give whatever identification. Some people just don't care. Some people just take it and leave.
It happens in every market, not only
Mhm.
in Egypt, even in Dubai and Riyadh. So I know rental houses, like they have been robbed.
Yeah, that's a sad.
How do they manage this? Like
The what? The
the
robbing?
robbing thing?
It depends on your financial capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to find a way to cover it.
Yeah, exactly. But for us, like we're trying to filter the clients, to be honest. Like for us, we have to register on our website, and we have like to go through a due diligence on each and every registered. And if he is from the industry, rigid portfolio, all this, then we approve the application. If not, we just say sorry, we will not be able to do that.
Okay, in your experience, what are the most rented pieces, or what are the most demanded pieces in your rental house?
To be honest, like there's shifting from now and then. Like back in the DSLR times, like Canon was like the leader in that. So the 5D Mark III was there, the 5D Mark IV was there. But now we're shifting, like the mirrorless cameras are showing up, like the Sonys, and now the lights, even because I believe cameras and lenses are like, it's normal to have them. Even some content creators own them, they don't need to rent. The game now is a lighting game, so whoever knows how to light, he will win. So now like most of the rented items in our inventory are the lights. Now as of 2024, we are shifting from only renting single pieces to solutions. So instead of being a component supplier, we are supplying solutions now we just launched our podcast solution. We are launching our gaffer service, cameraman service, audio special service. So in terms of components, Sony is ruling in terms of cameras and lenses. Lighting, we have non-light in Egypt. We don't have other brands. So these are the most ones. But we as Cairo Camera Rentals are also shifting from components to solutions.
Including the manpower.
Yeah, gear and crew.
Yeah, including the crew. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, like
yes,
a full package.
Because like in Egypt, most of the content creators are one-man crew. So they have to handle the camera, they have to handle the lighting, the setup, rigging, everything. So it's easier for them to hire a solution, and instead of hiring only a component and then he will go to the location and handle everything by himself. So like that, he will do a much bigger production again with a smaller crew, because he's hiring the setup and the crew from one place, and he will be like sort of director on set.
Okay.
So is it like the full bundles that we usually do?
Yeah, like
It's
very
kind of
similar. Yeah, but in the difference is, for Andrew in the Cairo Camera Rental, they rent it out. Yeah, and I think it's beneficial for your customers to have that option. Like sometimes you don't have to think. Sometimes I need to light up, but then especially in production, you're thinking about a lot of things, and if you're not really good in managing your thoughts, companies like yours would be able to provide them some definition on, okay, this is what you need. This is with all the equipment, with all the crew, with everything that you'll need for that particular requirement. So that's really smart, actually.
Yeah, we do like technical consultation for productions. Like I have that kind of production. So the customer will approach us. I have that technical briefing, and we do like technical consultation. What are the gears he can use, the crew, how he can allocate, and if there's a shot list, actually we can divide 2 units or divide on 2 days. It depends on the brief. Yeah.
Oh, you're so lucky. I'm sure a lot of people are happy to know you.
You should have visited him when you were in Egypt.
I know, right? But it was really a short trip.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, but having someone like you really in the industry, in their lives, it's gonna be it makes a lot of difference, and that's a really cool thing.
Thank you.
What criteria do you consider when selecting equipment to include in your rental inventory? Is it
Okay. That's a tricky question.
Aha.
The point is, I'm not the customer. Like by the end of the day, I'm like a service provider.
Okay.
The point is, it depends on the market. It depends on the content creators themselves. Egypt is a market like any other market, and some brands are there and some brands are popular. So basically we do fulfill the customer needs. We provide the brands that they need, And at the same time, we try to influence somehow, because like we have introduced some brands over the years to the Egyptian market. So for example, we have introduced Profoto to the Egyptian market. Until date, we are listed on Profoto website that we are one of the rental houses that you can find Profoto is on. So like it depends on the market dynamics, whether the customer asks for the product or the brand, so we do provide it. And sometimes we see there is a potential in that brand. So that's how we introduce it to the market.
And I think the best part there is you since you understand the technology, it's gonna be good for the brands themselves to have you represent them in a way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I come from electrical engineering background.
Yes.
And since I started the rental business, I was trying to influence or like discuss with the manufacturers that rental house or your showroom. Back at that time, they were not convinced about that live. So like, no, we need a distributor or a reseller to be our showroom. But even distributors and resellers in Egypt, they don't have like functional units. They only have boxes. And they will be too afraid to open a box and show it to a customer, show the piece in working condition. But that's not the case in a rental house, because in a rental house, you have the unit working and you have all the accessories around it, because now it's not about the camera and the lens. Customers or filmmakers or photographers, they purchase the camera and the lens and the accessories and the ecosystem around it.
Yeah.
So now in a rental house you can do that, but in a shop it's not that possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to achieve that, and given the number of brands out there in the market right now. Yeah.
Can you share any insights or trends you have noticed regarding the preferences of filmmakers when it comes in renting equipment?
I think this is obvious, like everyone shifted from DSLRs to mirrorless, and now with the introduction of cinema lines for most of the companies, like Canon have introduced its cinema line, Blackmagic now has cinema line, Sony. So everyone has shifted. Like now I don't see any filmmaker shooting with a DSLR. It will be like either a self-made project that he has no finance to finance the project, or it's like there's no other option. So everyone has shifted from DSLR to mirrorless cameras. And now with the introduction of the compact cinema line, because like we have the Reds and the Aries, compact cinema cameras, still now it's like picking up in Egypt, and people are asking for the FX3s, the C70s, FX6, Blackmagic Pocket. So all of these cameras are now taking the place. And some of the people are even like using it instead of the big full-fledged cinema cameras. So that's the shift has been in the past years. And also in the lighting, people are not using the big Apollo 18K lighting because now the camera sensors have improved that much, and sensors are more sensitive to light. So you don't need that much of lighting. Like now, the LED lights are invading the market, and like if you have 1200B from any brand, so it will be more than enough to light any scene.
To jump into the next question, what measures do you take to maintain and regularly service your equipment to ensure reliability and optimal performance to your customers?
Okay, so like we do rental business as our primary business, but our secondary business is maintenance. So we do have our own engineers in-house, and I think we are one of the few rental houses in Egypt that we have like a mini service center inside. We do regular checkups per rental. So every rental we take before we deliver the equipment to the clients, we have to ensure that the function and the units are fully functional, they are serviced, they're clean. If there is any equipment that needs a service beyond our level, that's why I fly to Dubai for service every month. So we do we have deals with all the service centers here in Dubai, all the brands. So that's how I know these gentlemen. Back at that time, I got like a Blackmagic and it needs repair. I came here, I got introduced to Lawrence and the service team here in Mediacast. So that's how we do it, because the rental business, it's only the one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the service business.
So somehow the service center makes you stand out
Yes,
due
of
to
course.
that competition.
And actually, we are known in Egypt like the cleanest equipment in the market. So
Nice.
Nice.
people recognize that.
Mhm.
Nice reputation.
Yeah.
How do you approach pricing and rental agreements for your equipment?
Okay, so now this is a tough question because like before the valuation, we had like our formulas and our ratios, but now it's by luck. So far, like after the current economic situation in Egypt, so the pricing is fluctuating on daily basis. But last month we had made a decision. Okay, so now like when I started rental business, $1 was almost equivalent to £6, 6 Egyptian pounds. Last month it has reached 60, so it's 10 times. So last month, okay, we had a meeting. So that's the outcome of the meeting. We will support the content creators. So whatever items we have purchased on the old dollar values, we will lower the prices by 10%. And whatever items we have purchased on the higher dollar values, we'll introduce the new prices, the new rental fees for them.
Mhm.
So for that, I think it's a fair decision. So the content creators have now access to equipment that are purchased during the lower dollar values with a fair price. And whatever new items we are introducing to rental, we will just price them as per the new item. So we did not take the decision to just increase everything.
Yeah. Mhm.
We have like tried to think with the content creator in mind.
And even if you increase it, I still believe your prices are really, really competitive.
Yeah, it is.
It's really nice to have, again, it's really nice to have that kind of access. If I'm a creative or like a content creator, I'd be very happy to have access to that kind of pricing. It's really
You
interesting.
can move your productions to Cairo.
I know, right?
Also, due to the services that you offer,
Yeah.
like your prices should be higher. Also,
Yeah, but then it's not.
I think our audience will not like that.
what advice would you give to aspiring filmmakers or production companies who are considering renting equipment for their projects?
Like the point I see in Egyptian filmmakers, the rising ones, like they mainly focus on the creative side. But the point is now technology is advancing quite fast. Now more than ever, there's competition between a lot of many companies, not only like 2 brands or 3 brands. In each item, there's like 7 and 8 brands. So the point is, rising filmmakers should focus on learning the basics of the equipment itself.
Mhm.
It will make their life easier when selecting the equipment for a project. And in like the competition,
Yeah.
whoever is strong technically will advance much faster and you will have solid steps. The point is in Egypt they only focus on creative side, which is good.
Mhm.
But again, if you're good in creative but you don't know how to use the equipment, your results will not be that strong.
Mhm. You need to have a perfect balance between,
Yeah.
or you have, when you build your team, you have your creative guys, and then you should
You have
always-
technical guys in order to now you have the piece of equipment, but how you use it will make all the difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How about with the rise of technology nowadays? How do you stay updated with the latest trends and innovations in your rental services?
Social media, because it's I've been in the industry for 12 years, so I just follow most of the manufacturers. I also follow most of the distributors, the official distributors of the manufacturers. So whenever a manufacturer releases a camera or a piece of equipment, he will just announce it on social media or on the big resellers' websites. So it's easy. And the point is, once you know the basics of the technical, it just repeats itself. So a CMOS sensor is a CMOS sensor on all cameras. So
do you face usually specific customers ask for old products, because they feel that it may be better than the modern ones?
Not better, they ask for old products for a specific reason, they want to have the film look, so they ask for film rolls. But not better, you cannot say so, because technology advances by the end of the day. So and the manufacturers know that the next generation will be better than the current one. So
Next generation's definitely better.
Yeah.
Definitely better. Yeah, I agree.
exactly.
I mean, there's no point in advancing.
Yeah, that's why they do R&D. That's why they spend millions of dollars in R&D. So
Mhm.
if the next generation is not that better, so what's the point? Yeah.
What's the point?
Looking ahead, what do you envision for the future of the film equipment rental market in Egypt?
Actually, there's a threat now from AI. So
Mhm.
it's not that easy to predict what's going to happen, because I think the manufacturers themselves will integrate AI to their equipment. So now there should be some AI features. Like I heard, like one of the manufacturers is integrating AI in the viewfinder, so it follows your eye pupil. If you look at that piece of your scene, it will just focus on it.
Mhm.
No.
So if the manufacturers integrate AI in the equipment, it will be that sophisticated, so it will survive. If not, then the AI softwares will replace the content creators, which is a threat for our business. But still, no one knows as of now, because AI is still emerging, and not many industries have adopted AI in their business. So for now, I don't know how it will work in the next 5 years, but Egypt is one of the leading countries and markets in terms of filmmaking, cinematography, and all this, and productions. So I think the market will be there, but how it will be fulfilled is the question. Like whether it will be hardware with AI features or software. That's a question that we need to see how it will work.
Yeah. I mean, AI has been a topic every
I
day.
know,
yeah,
right?
every day in the office, and
In every episode, there's an AI. They don't know what to predict for the future technology and media.
but I think humans are really
better.
yeah, we're resilient creatures. You know, we will adapt. I think with AI and the future of artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, and all that, I think people will still find a way to adapt to it. People will still find a way to be part of the industry, or be part of whatever's gonna be, happening.
Yeah, this will happen, and the point is, like, any new technology is expensive, so AI will be expensive, so people still adapt to
Mm-hmm.
more cost-effective solutions. So if the manufacturers find out a way to do that, the hardware will continue.
Yes, and I think we're ready for the
Rapid questions.
So there's we can explain.
Okay, so now we're done with the explanations questions. We'll give you A or B question. So either this or that.
No
Okay.
explanation.
No explanation. Okay, no questions asked.
Yes, but
Maybe-
we'll give you
Yeah.
we'll give you a chance later to explain at least one of your answers.
Maybe in the end, if you feel something is you want to clarify, you can.
Okay.
Just one question.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's start. To rent or to own?
For me or for the client?
But for you, it's
For you.
For me, to own,
to own because you rent it out. But for the client,
to rent.
To rent.
that's good.
Photography or videography?
Videography.
Open a business in your own country or outside your country?
Both.
Okay.
Okay. Cinema camera or DSLR for video production?
Same.
Or cinema camera or mirrorless in video production?
Both are mirrorless.
Well, the cinema base that are, let's say, the top ones, the top guns, or I'm talking about, say, Blackmagic, Arri Reds versus, let's say, Sony Alphas, for example. So what would you?
If you asked me that question a couple of years ago, I'll go for the lower end cameras, for the mirrorless and DSLR. But now the market is shifting, and the clients and the content creators are realizing the quality difference.
Okay.
So everyone is moving to the mid-level.
Okay.
Like they're not moving to the higher end or stick to the low end. So everyone is like high-end mirrorless and entry-level cinema cameras.
Okay. And I think that's where the industry is really going to. The viewers are now educated to know what's good and bad, to know what is, they know what they want, they know what they are looking for, and the content creators, not just the YouTubers, but those who are like film directors or filmmakers, they know what people want.
Exactly.
And they always strive for that, for that technology to ensure that the viewers would love whatever they are producing or what they're creating. So it's really a good time. It's really a good time for us to be alive.
Yeah, media production industry, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, we're reaching out to the end.
No.
It was really, really interesting conversation with you, Mr. Andrew.
Thank you.
And there you have it, folks. That was Andrew. Thank you so much for joining us today for the chat. That was really knowledgeable and helpful for all the lighting and cameramen behind the scenes. We will continue to have conversations with interesting and notable individuals in the world of creative media technology here in the UAE, and we look forward to you joining us to the next episodes. Please do follow or subscribe to whatever platform you're viewing this now, so you will get notified in succeeding episodes. Once again, my name is Majd.
And my name is Larry, and you're watching Live at MCX or listening to Live at MCX.